It's important to know what topics they're going to ask you in general training. Task 1, as the other video showed us, of course the first thing to think about is who are you writing to. Decide immediately whether this is a formal letter or an informal letter. The language is going to change, your grammar is going to change, a lot of things will change depending on who you're writing to. However, the main focus of this video is the topics rather than who you're writing to. Let's have a look at some possible topics that might come up. Now, we're giving an indication here of some of the topics you might get in Task 1. General training, there may be others, but these are common ones that come up. So something that you've lost, write a letter to someone about something you've lost. Maybe it's formal or maybe it's an informal situation. A complaint as well. Now, that's most often a formal letter, but it may be informal as well, where you're complaining to a friend about something or advising them not to go because you had a bad experience. A thank you note is very common in Task 1 general training. Again, it could be formal or informal, so thanking someone on a nice stay in a hotel or thanking someone for a party that you're invited to. Another type is an inquiry or a request letter, so you're inquiring or requesting information from someone. And another option is a suggestion or an advice letter, where you might be asking someone's advice about something. So as we mentioned, these can be formal or informal. So as the table draws up here now, you can see that there are lots of different questions. Let's focus on a couple, and you can think about what you might have to write about in these kinds of questions. So the first one is that you've left your phone at school, so you're writing to the teacher and asking if she has found it, he or she has found it. This again would be a formal letter, so you'd think about your formal language. The complaint letter, some problem in your apartment. Again, as we mentioned before, remember that the final point is almost always a call to action. So with a complaint letter, it will often be a suggest a solution or how to resolve that problem. If we switch now to an informal letter, you may be asked to write a letter to a friend. As we mentioned before, you might thank them for the invitation. Sometimes they'll ask you something quite different, maybe in this situation that you need to apologize because you cannot go. But again, it's a call to action. You're explaining what you need to do. Write to a travel agent describing the holiday. Again, the final point there, you're asking their advice. So future for lots of these final points. A final topic may be that someone's coming to visit, and you're going to suggest those things there, suggestions and recommendations, and then offering something as well. So have a go writing now some questions yourself. What might be a question for something lost which is informal? Try and make it slightly different to the formal question that you see there. Again, with the complaint, try writing an informal complaint question. With the thank you question, change to formal. Try writing a formal thank you question. With an inquiry or request, finally with a suggestion or advice, try writing a IELTS general training question for suggestion or an advice question. This is good practice thinking about the questions. I always encourage this to my students because when you think about what is in the question and you write your own questions, it helps you consider what IELTS might do. What are they testing? So just remember when you write your own questions, remember from the other video as well, set the scene, describe what's happening, and then a call for action. Think about, is it formal or informal?